I mean the I mean I was going shopping for my girlfriend, and I have green on me. Ugh, that's not good. And I feel like I am trapped in this house, I believe. And and it's snowing outside. Uh-oh, that kind of means that I might be in the north. I'm like trapped, I think. Uh-oh, that's really not good. Oh boy, really I am really afraid right now. But the only thing like I remember from shopping was I think I had way too much to drink, and I was with my friends, and we were in this one limo, and then all of a sudden, somebody hit me with the beer bottle, and so then what happened was was that I woke up. The next thing I knew was I was on the floor, or there were some little people that grabbed me and they took me into like this sleigh or something, I don't know. And so then they said they had like these very funny voices where there was like, is the human all right? Is the human all right? We must get him inside the sleigh. And so that's the only thing I heard, while I was knocked out, if I think. And so then as I got up, a couple minutes ago, they came to me and they came to me and they said, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Whoa, I don't know where I am, man. I mean, where'd you take me?" And so then they were like, "Well, you're in the North Pole now, and good. And do you like your new place?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And then they're like, "Good. Well, you live here now." And then I was like, "What?" And so it's like, you're going to be an elf now. And so then I'm like, "What? I didn't agree to this." And he's like, "Well, too bad. You live in the North Pole now. So that is what you're going to have to deal with." So yeah, that is one of the bad news. I am trapped in the North Pole, and apparently I have become one of their new elves, and and I have been making toys for Santa Claus, and unfortunately, my first day as an elf, it did not go very well. Like unfortunately, I was like building one of the electronic toys, those little racer cars that some of the kids use to put under the tree, and it was kind of bad because like one of the elves were like saying to me like, "What was your life as a human like? And what kind of presents did you get under your stockings?" And so I answered them, and I'm like, "Well, it's been a while since I've gotten presents." And this is one thing that's kind of bad, but it's also kind of humorous as well. And they said to me, "Well, I think you have been a very, very naughty boy then." And I'm like, "Say what? What? I am." And it was kind of bad because I kind of got really shocked at this. And so then what happened was that I got into a fight with one of the elves while working on the while we're while working on. And so then what happened was I was like chasing after one of the elves, and so then and so then what happened was they all pig piled on me. It was not very good, and so it was really bad. And so then one of the elves came up, and he was like, and then just slapped me in the face, and they was like, "You are going to be on the naughty list for 80 years." And I was like, "What? 80 years? That's crazy." I mean, but I guess nothing up here makes any sense. So yeah, but that is one thing I'd bring as a human. Like, whatever I can, go inside an elf's head, and before I even kick the elf out of Santa's workshop. And so anyway, things got so bad that unfortunately the elves, kicked me out of Santa's workshop. And so I was out in the snow, and a bunch of snow was falling all around me, and so then what happened was I was trying to get out of the North Pole, and it was so cold that I even froze up into an ice cube, and that was not really good. And I was standing in the cold like this inside of the ice cube. Yeah, it was not good. And so then what happened was then there was this monster that came up, and he broke the ice cube, and I looked around, and all of a sudden I saw the snow monster, or a snowman beast, if you will. And so I started running and running like crazy and all that stuff, and I was screaming, and I was unfortunately um I was running around, running away from him like a crazy person, to the point where like I ran into this cave, and yeah, it was not very good. And so then what happened was there was this really strange narrator that was starting to mess with me, and he like said to me, and I was in this cave, and I looked around, and all of a sudden I started hallucinating that there was a Bud Light or a Budweiser that was in front of me. Then I started running with the left foot. Then I started proceeding with the right foot. Then I proceeded with the left foot. Then I started with the right foot. Then I ran with the left foot. And so then I was like, and so that was just in my head, and I was like, what, who's talking to me? And then I looked up at the sky because I looked very confused, and it was just one of those very surreal moments. And so then the monster got to me again. Then I started screaming, and so then the monster punched me in the face, and started spinning me around in circles, and then yeah, I will not explain the rest of that story because it's unfortunately not very appropriate for children. And if I said the story again, I'd probably be on the naughty list for another 1 million years. So yeah, so I'll just leave it that. So anyway, unfortunately, after I got beat up by the monster, I was put outside, and so the storm was it was a bunch of snow was just coming down, and my feet were just stuck, in the piles, and the snow was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it got to my neck, and then unfortunately I was just in the snow, and it was just not good, and so I started sinking in the snow. So I was like, no, 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 ah! And so I was just like sinking in the snow, and then all they saw, and then all what that showed was my hand, and so my hand was just sticking out, and unfortunately I started falling asleep, and it was just, yeah, it was unfortunately, not good. What was that sound? Uh-oh. Oh no, the monster's coming down. No, no. I gotta get out. I gotta get out of the North Pole. I wanna go back. I gotta go back. I got to go back. No! No! Ah! 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 Oh! 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 No! 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 Ho, 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 ho. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you for subscribing, everyone. And I hope all of you have a very nice, happy holidays this holiday season. And also, don't be like the person that my elves got, because if you end up doing all those bad things this holiday season, all of you can end up on the naughty list this season. Oh, 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 oh. Happy holidays, everybody! I hope all of you have a very nice Christmas. And for all you 20 somethings out there, make sure you don't drink too much beer, because if you do, you will be on the naughty list. Yahoo!